It's always fun to talk Sixers hoops with Dei Lynam, but it is a real treat to do so, considering all the news that's come out of the Sixers organization over the last 2.5 weeks or so. Wow. Dei, great to see you. How the heck are you?
I'm doing great. Yeah, Mike Gansey did not sit on his laurels, if you will. I was impressed with him from the get-go, and then everything he has done since his opening press conference has been quite impressive.
Yeah, I'll say. Okay, Dei, we're going to get to Jaylen Brown, LeBron, Joel, all of that stuff in just a little bit. But let's first go back to June 23rd, draft night. What did you think of what the Sixers did at number 22, selecting guard Labaron Philon Jr. out of Bama?
Yeah, so by all accounts, most people had him high on their whiteboards, if you will. I love that he fits a lot of the same characteristics of a Tyrese Maxey and a VJ Edgecombe and has great quickness. He's probably, VJ may hate that I say this, but I think he comes in as a better 3-point shooter than VJ did as a rookie himself. And I think they can be a formidable 3-man rotation. Those who, and I did question it on draft night, and Gansey and Nick Nurse both addressed my issue of size. But he gets after it defensively, even though he's an undersized guard for what we see in the league today. And as a sophomore, LeBaron was not as good a defender as he was his freshman year, but he was asked to do so much offensively that I am told that it probably took away from the energy that he could spend defensively. So being undersized should not be a concern, and let's give him a chance to show what he can do.
Absolutely. Hey, last week then, after free agency got underway, we found out that the Sixers would sign former Cavs forward Dean Wade, Knicks backup center Ariel Hukporti, and then the shocker came right as we were about to do our show last Wednesday evening, July 1st. The Sixers were trading Paul George and 4 draft picks to the rival Celtics for 2024 Finals MVP Jaylen Brown. Dei, did that trade surprise you as much as it did most people?
Yeah, of course. I mean, anybody who says they weren't surprised should be, they're then show me that you bet on it. I would say, yeah, total surprise. Not a surprise that Boston was definitely shopping Jaylen. We all saw that.
Right.
And they lost out on the Giannis part of that. And Giannis went to Miami. So why they wanted to ship Jaylen so much is my only concern. Not that I don't think the Sixers are getting an incredible talent. I mean, a 5-time All Star, finals MVP, a conference finals MVP, a guy who averaged 29, 7, and 5 last year. All of that, it just says, then why? But from the standpoint of the Sixers, to me, it's a home run if you're just doing it by resume to resume.
I'll tell you who agrees with you, Dei. That would be Charles Barkley, who was on 97.5, The Fanatic, on Tuesday, telling Bill Colarulo and Ricky Bo what he thought of the deal when it was first announced.
Man, the Sixers just got away with murder, man. I says, because, they were dead in the water, to be honest with you, because with Paul's contract and Joel's inability to stay healthy, they were going to be out the running for the next 3 or 4 or 5 years. And now all of a sudden, they're a legit contender. Him and Maxey and Edgecombe and whatever they get out of Joel, they're going to be a really good team.
So do you agree with Sir Charles? Are the Sixers now legit contenders?
I definitely think that they're have a better chance, certainly, than they have had in the last couple of years. I think anybody who doesn't give the Knicks credit for what they did in an incredible postseason run are the front runners. But I would put now the Sixers up there with the rest of them of being able to compete and try to knock out the Knicks to come out of the East. Absolutely.
Well, as Charles noted, though, there's always the question about
Joel.
what you're going to get out of Joel Embiid.
Yep.
Well, first of all, Dei, Is it a certainty Embiid is going to be a Sixer in October? Because there are some rumblings he might not be. And if so, what will the plan be with him in terms of, keeping Embiid healthy and getting the most out of him when he's on the court?
Well, I mean, Gansey has surprised me with some of the moves that he's made to get to this point. So I won't rule out that he might have a different plan for Joel than I see. But I'm going to go with the assumption that Joel is returning. And I will also go with I've covered the guy since his rookie year. So I've been there from draft night. And when he says it's the first time he hasn't worried about his knees in his career professionally, that that says something to me. The world doesn't want to hear it, but I hear it because I've been there for all the injuries. So I'll take Joel with healthy knees, and I'm not asking him to play 38 minutes a night. Now, I do think they need a backup center, but I know they got Ariel and I know they have a Dem. That's not good enough for me with a guy who's suspect in terms of injury. But I'll take Joel and healthy knees to help that other threesome every day of the week, because guess who's going to be the biggest problem to defend when you play the Sixers if he's on the court? It ain't Jaylen. It ain't Tyrese. It's Joel.
Boy, I would love to see a reasonably healthy Joel Embiid for a near full season. That'd be awesome. Well, as we speak, Dee, at 3 p.m. Eastern time, Wednesday afternoon, LeBron James is still a free agent. The 41-year-old legend has reportedly narrowed down his options to where he'll sign to 3 or 4 teams. The Cleveland Cavaliers said to be the front runners, the likely landing spot, but the Sixers also very, very high on the list. I don't know if we should believe it or not. Let me ask you, would it be wise to add LeBron to this Sixers lineup? And where do you think he does end up?
Wise, yes. That's a no-brainer to me. You just don't pass on a guy of his ilk and IQ and winning background. I know he's going to be 42, but go look at his numbers from last year. I mean, he's kicking butt for most of the young people still in the game. So in that respect, yes. I think it's interesting that Rich Paul, who is his guy, and it is LeBron's organization, obviously, brought up Philly first in one of the podcasts recently this week. It could be a ploy to get Cleveland to do what, though? Because the money is it is the veteran minimum. That's what he's getting if he goes to any of these teams that he says are his top 4. So what are we playing about? You see what I'm saying? So it really comes down to, if you are serious about wanting to win something again, who do you think has the best chance of doing that? Cleveland has a nice group. I'm not going to lie about that. And Philly has a nice group, same as Cleveland, but Philly hasn't played together like that. And Joel is the outlier. If Joel's there, it's a no-brainer to me if I'm LeBron. But that's the kind of the card. Where he goes, I would say Cleveland should end up being the front runner, but I wouldn't be surprised if Tyrese talks him in to Joel has healthy knees, and Joel picks up a phone and said, "You saw what I did against Serbia. Please, I can do this."
Yeah. It's going to be crazy if he does come here, man. Wow. All right. Assuming no LeBron James, here's the Sixers roster. A little tough to see, but you know who they are. Dean Wade, the new forward. And then you got Anthony Simons among the newcomers as well. I like him.
He can shoot. He can shoot.
3 guard. He can shoot. Do you agree about Simons that he is, a worthwhile pickup? And how do you like this roster overall, D?
So no, Simons can definitely shoot. And you need shooting. These guys were not good enough from 3-point. Obviously, you can look up the numbers. I don't have them right in front of me right now, but they were in the lower third 3-point percentage, 3-point makes, attempts, the whole go across the board. They were not where you need to be in today's game. So Simons helps in that regard. Tyrese will get better looks because of who he's surrounded by now, and he's a 40% 3-point shooter. I think VJ will get there. I do believe that to be true. Obviously, Jaylen Brown is not known for his 3-point shooting, but he had 2 seasons where he shot 38%. Now they were like 2019, it's been 6, 7 years, but it probably had to do with who he was surrounded by. So if this is the right surrounding for Jaylen Brown, and the one thing my dad always points out to me with Jaylen Brown is go and look when they need a 3 in a fourth quarter. This guy, if he said, I'm sure Elias keeps that number. This guy's 3-point shooting goes up in crucial situations.
Wow, what an exciting time on the Philly sports scene with what the Sixers are doing, the Flyers trying to get Leo Carlson, the Phillies closing in on the Braves, the All-Star game here next week. I love it. And Dee, you got some exciting news yourself. Back in May, we saw the news that you have yet another gig to squeeze into your already busy life. Tell everybody about what you're doing at LaSalle University.
Oh my. I became a 2-sport athlete. That's what I say to everybody. I'm not giving up my basketball work, but I have added becoming the head women's golf coach at LaSalle University, and I'm super excited about it. It's a great challenge for me, and LaSalle just hired a new AD this week, Gerald. So that's exciting as well. And I'm going to grow the program, and I hope to make it something that people are proud of and that we do great things.
And do you practice or teach them during the summer and then the season starts in the fall, or how does that work?
Yes. So most of them, I don't have local people per se. I have 1 or 2 that are kind of local. So we practice out of Tullamore. But most of our practice will start when they come back to school at the end of August. And then we have a fall schedule. And then we will take a break, obviously, through the winter. And then we'll get back at it in February and have a spring schedule. And the A10 tournament kind of rounds it all out in April down in Florida.
Fantastic. Congrats on that. Thanks for keeping everybody posted on what's going on with the 76ers. And
of course.
Best of luck, Dee. We'll talk to you again soon.
Chet, I always appreciate. Thank you for having me.